The year is over. 2021 is in the past. 2022 is here. And in the future, we walking down this new road. Let's get going. But before we do, I want to look back on the dopest things that I read last year. So here we go with a top 5. Bam! What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, a comic book novice, aka Contra Lad, aka Stoner Simpson. And we in here, man. We out here. It's 2022. It's a brand new year. I'm looking forward to new adventures with comics, YouTube, life, work, all this stuff, man. It's a brand new day. Carpe diem, carpe noctis, all of that. Seize it all. But we cannot get out of here without reviewing the dopest things that I read over the last, say, like 3.5 months. Because it jumped in about September-ish. So maybe like 4.5 months. So, let's, I think we'll go from 5 to 1. So, with number 5, we have perhaps my biggest purchase of the year. It was my first Omni. It was my first real deep dive into a character. You know it. You love it. You might not love it. You might hate it. But we're going to go with number 5, Batman by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, Volume 1. This book was a wild ride, man. It came in at 5 because I had to get it on the list because it was just such an epic read. It was the first time that I'd gone through this material, and it was a blast doing so. The Court of Owls, Death of the Family, 0 Year, or was it 0? Yeah, it's 0 Year, right? Am I tripping? Or is it year 1? It's 0 Year. Yeah, I'm not tripping, right? Let's see here. It was like last month that I found it. Yeah, 0 Year. See, I knew it wasn't tripping. Come on, comic book novice. I know I'm a novice, but I didn't forget shit that quick. But yeah, the first time going through this material, man, it was really great. I loved all the action, all the other things kept me hooked. It was intriguing. The story pushed along at a great pace. The artwork was phenomenal. I'm pretty sure I got through this quicker than I got through like most of these other things, because like this is definitely maybe tied for the thickest book, but definitely is in a strong contention for the thickest book on the list. And I think I went through this one the quickest just because how much I was digging the story. Batman, like, love him or hate him, he has a great cast of characters around him. He is a good anti-hero, a good just main character for a story, just to keep you interested. Pile on top of that all the secret society stuff, and just like the whodunit-ness of some of the stories in here. It just had to be on the list, man. Number 5. Batman by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. In at number 4, we got Invincible Compendium numero 1. I think I've shouted out Noah like 4 or 5 times when I talk about this book, just because his experience getting this from Amazon made me want to go get it. And I wanted to read this before I got into the show. So, yeah, man, like this action-packed ain't even the right word. Just like it gets gory, it gets crazy. The whole thing with, spoiler alert, with Omni-Man being going bad, but then kind of not going bad and coming back, and then like I only read what's in here, so I don't know what happens in like the other 2 compendiums or like in the rest of the story, but the relationship between Mark and Amber, and then Eve, and then the Guardians of the Globe, and then the Eternal, I'm pretty sure his name is. Like just like everything, like Robot, freaking Monster Girl, like all the characters in here made some sort of impact on me. Like I really liked everybody in, like there was nobody in this story, like no character that I thought like that they could be taken out. Maybe Rex at a couple times, but not even him. Like I think every character in this story added their own personal pizzazz onto the story that the story would have been lacking had any one of them not been in there, if you ask me. Like even Mark's friend William, like even his stuff, like it's crazy. Like as I read through this and started watching the show, I realized how much that they changed in the show from this. And I mean, I get it, but like I mean, the source material is always better. Like in the comic is 100% better than the show. Like I still really enjoyed the show, but this it was a fun read. It was a funny comic, an emotional comic, an action-packed comic. Really covered all the bases that I was looking for, and this was really like my first big read of the year. I read this before I read the Batman Omni, and I kind of got this compendium just to like test the waters. Like I was like, you know what? Can I handle reading that much of one character in a row? Because like I'm usually so bad with books. Like I start a book and then I just like I get like a few chapters in and then I'm just like, you know what, this is great, but there's other books that I want to start, and then I just jump into those and then I never finish anything. But this with comics, I'm really into that mindset where I'm just like I gotta buckle down, finish one story. If I decide that's the book I'm reading. If I'm reading, it's gonna be that. So I can get through it. Because I want to complete stuff, man. And this is really the first one that got me in there to test that and made me see that I can do it if I'm loving the story that much. So, Invincible, number 4. And number 3 we got Berserker, Volume 1. Man, this book is crazy. Yo, like this thing is nuts. Like, Keanu, you did your thing, bro. You did your thing. Because this, like, gory ain't even a word. Like, this book makes Invincible look like fucking Barney or something. Like, it's out of control. First of all, can we talk about how this dude looked like Keanu a little bit? Like, a lot of it, actually. Like, you could tell he was like, yo, just in case we want to make a movie about it later, make him look like me. So I could obviously be the one who plays him. There is some stuff in here that is just beyond graphic. Like, if you don't like blood and guts and fighting and gory and stuff, do not pick this up because this is gonna get you. Like, there is a part in this story, I'm not gonna tell you the context in which it happens, but there's a part where Homeboy has soldiers charging at him on horseback. He's by himself. He's fucking walking up. The horse gets this close to him. He punches the horse in the face, rips the horse's head off, rips the horse head in half, and then proceeds to kill people with the bottom half of the horse head, like with the broken jawbone and shit. Like, come on, bro. Who thinks of that? Keanu does. Sheesh. Aside from the gory ass art, the story is not bad either. Like, I dig how like this guy, he's immortal. Like he can't be killed. But like he's been here since like the caveman days. He's still here. Like he can't die. Like even if he's kind of like, you'd have to destroy every single cell in his being to kill him. He's kind of like Deadpool or something. But like I don't know how you're more gory and more fucked up than Deadpool, but this is like if Deadpool had zero humor and it was just straight up about the business. I'm killing your ass. Point me in the direction. I'm killing you. Hopefully, even if you're on my side, hopefully you don't get too close to me because I'm gonna kill you too, just for fucking breathing my same air. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm excited because this is like one of the first ones where I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna wait for trades on that. I'm gonna wait for trades, and I'm just gonna read it in bulk. And I'm glad I did that because I don't think I could wait. Like, I can wait from where this ends to get to the next trade, but like between these 4 issues, I don't think I would have been able to wait. Like, this is so good. If you ain't read it, you're missing out. Go check it out. Berserker, number 3. And now we are into the top 2. These are the 2 best things that I read all year. And it was really hard to decide which one I was going to give 2 and which one I was going to give the number 1 slot. At the end of the day, I just had to give the number 1 slot that because it was kind of the book that started it all for me this year. So before we get into that, we're going to talk about number 2. And that would be Hawks Pucks. Hawks Pucks at number 2. House of X, Powers of 10. Number 2. This book, when I say amazing, and I'm not talking about Spider-Man, I really try to like reserve that word for what I really think is amazing and deserving of that title. This, peep that remainder mark, hate it. But this book, man, like, let's start at the beginning. I never even heard of this book. Like, I had not heard of Jonathan Hickman's X-Men until one day. I remember it being in the Discord, and I think people were talking about like kind of like what books got them into comics, and I heard BJ saying that this was like the book that really got him into comics, and I was like, damn, it must be cool. Like, I'll have to check it out someday. Like, hopefully I can find it. Because that was back when I was still, like, heavily against buying things online. Like, I didn't want to, but, like, now I'm kind of over that. Video about that coming soon. But it was like the next day after that conversation had happened. I went to Second of Charles up north from me just to check out, see what they got. And this book was just sitting there, like, in the shelf, like, not properly put away. It was, like, sitting there, leaning up against, like, just gleaming up at me. And I was like, holy shit, that's the book BJ was just talking about. Like, I gotta check that out. Like, that just, I'm not gonna say fate, but, like, it's kind of crazy how that happened. But, yeah, and I picked it up, and I did not regret it to this day, man. Like, this book, just like flipping through it again, like, this is actually my first hardcover that I had ever bought. Just flicking through it, man, like, I remember reading it. I can say that the only thing that I really didn't enjoy all that much, and like I still don't enjoy to this day with like the X-Men books, is this stuff. Like, I enjoy it in the sense that it adds more to the story. It gives you more background, like, especially because like I didn't know nothing about this run of X-Men, like this, like the current situation we find ourselves in X-Men before this. So it did help out, but like I kind of wish they would have just added it more to the story, like with some art, all of that. But just that's just me being picky. But you could kind of say maybe that's why this book didn't get number 1. But I love the art in this book. It was so dope. This book, I cannot recommend it enough. If you're trying to get into comics, if you're trying to get into X-Men especially, start here. And it sets you up in such a nice way. Like, after I've read this, I started picking up Inferno, started picking up the main X-Men title, started picking up Excalibur, Hellions, and while I did end up dropping Excalibur and Hellions just because, like, those, well, Hellions ended, and Excalibur, like, kind of was, like, too late in the game for me to start picking it up. But the other ones, like, I was right there, man. Like, I understood who everybody was. I understood what was going on. Like, I understood, like, hey, why are these people mad at these people? Why is she out to get them? Like, why is all the things that are happening right now, I understand because of this book. So, hop into it. Get over there to Krakoa and get into the business of it, man. It's a great book. Don't miss out. All right. And here we are, man. Here we are. It's kind of funny that the road of 2021 ends right where it began, with number one, Batman Hush. This book, man, this book started this whole thing. Weren't for this book, this channel would not exist. I would not have even found out who BJ was. I would not have been introduced to the K Squad, to a bunch of wonderful people that I talk to almost every day now, had it not been for this book. And to circle back further, I got this book off a recommendation from Mad Dog. And I remember seeing him talk about this book, and I was like, you know what, this has got to be good. I got to check it out. Like, I'm looking for recommendations to get me into comic books. Go to Heroes Headquarters, which is my current store, my current LCS that I have my pull list set up at. And it was kind of a similar situation as to Hawksbox. Like, I was looking on their shelves. I steered clear of the weekly issues, the single issues, because I was like, you know what? I don't know if this hobby's quite for me. I got to get, like, a good chunk of a story and just, like, see if I can handle or, like, want to be jumping into this hobby with, like, the like, if, because, like, I always like reading books, but, like, do I want to go from collecting novels and all that to collecting graphic novels and omnibus and single issues, all that stuff? So I picked this up. Had this book not been so good to me, I might not have kept with the hobby. I mean, I if it hadn't been good, I'm sure I would have maybe found something else. But this right here just, like, solidified it for me. I was like, you know what, man? Yes, comics are dope. BJ. And I was just like, man, like, this is the perfect hobby for me. Like, it's got art, it's got stories, it's got dope writing. Like, before this, I really had no idea, like, because, like, before, like I've said before, like, I just collected the odd single issue and every year, and I never really paid attention to the story. Like, I just, like, looked at the dope art and was like, alright, cool, this guy's fighting this guy, cool. This really kind of exposed me to, like, yo, these stories are mad dope, man. Like, you gotta, like, give this writing a chance. Like, Jeff Loeb, who, like, I know is a very well respected writer in the comic industry. Jim Lee, one of the most respected artists in the industry. It was kind of like the comic gods were like, okay, we're trying to get this guy in here. We're trying to get another one into the hobby. Let's set up the perfect storm of dopeness for this guy to read for his first book. And they got me, man. They got me. I cannot recommend this book enough. A lot of people say that it doesn't stand the test of time. And I've only read it once, so maybe this year at some point I'll go back for a second read through just to see what they're talking about. But the first run through was amazing. Amazing, man. Like, I need to look into getting like the absolute version or like hardcovers or other versions of this, because this story is near and dear to my heart now. And it's special to me, and I want to commemorate to show something that like how the scope of magnitude. I kind of feel like I'm just jumbling words together now, but like to show how special this book is to me. I should have art on the walls over there or something. But yeah, man, that's the dopest thing I read this year, for sure. Batman Hush, love it. But that's it for me, man. As we say goodbye to 2021, I would like to say I appreciate each and every one of you that are subscribed to this channel. We got 42 of you now. That's crazy to me. And I want to give back a little bit. So, we are announcing our first giveaway. My first giveaway. ContraLad, a.k.a. Comic Book Novice, a.k.a. Mr. Giveaway Things. We out here giving stuff away, man. It's not going to be nothing crazy, but something that hopefully you guys will enjoy. We're going to be giving away a $25 gift card to whatever the winner prefers. You want Amazon. You want a gift card to OPB. You want a gift card to freaking PlayStation. You want an Xbox card. You want a freaking Audible card to listen to some audiobooks or something. We got you, fam. I'm going to be picking a winner on, let's pick a day. Let's pick a day, January 15th. All you got to do, be subscribed, like this video, leave a comment down below, and we'll see if you win. That's it for me, y'all. Comic Book Novice, a.k.a. Contralad, a.k.a. Making Dreams Happen, with one $25 gift card at a time. And I'm out of here.